Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are talking right now with Sean Higgs from NJWiseGuys.com. We're going to preview the Seattle-St. Louis game from NFL Week 7. Sean Higgs, thanks for being back with us.
Thanks for having me, Peter.
All right, you picked this game. Interesting game. I think I see a small edge here, but if I had to pick one game on the card, I don't know whether this would be it. We'll see what you like here, but before we get to it, give everyone a brief overview of what NJ Wise Guys is all about, aside from, of course, I assume having your college football picks, which in our videos have been absolute money, so I assume that your 4Pay picks at your site have been as well?
Yeah, they're all there. Me, I got a couple other guys on the site with me, a great multi-capper site, and the content's excellent, especially now hockey just started, so you get your free hockey previews, fantasy football analysis, now college and NBA basketball right around the corner. We'll have stuff there every day, and plus daily free picks, and that's always... people love the free content and free picks. They want to know what people like, so it's a great site for that stuff also.
Well, Seattle, they're right now a 6.5 or 7-point road favorite market wide. We know they're off the loss. We know what St. Louis did last week, right? They were playing a similarly elite team, and they even got out to a big early lead, wound up losing by double digits and losing against the spread pretty easily. So, you got to figure that Seattle coming off a loss, playing, roughly the same St. Louis team that we saw on Monday night, probably has a little bit of value at -6.5, but in the NFL, a big road favorite like that, especially coming off a loss where maybe, there were some fundamental problems, maybe in Seattle exposed a little bit of a dicey proposition. Interesting also that the total is down significantly from the opener of 45. It's now 43 or 43.5. What do you like here, Sean?
I'm actually going with the road favorite here with Seattle.
All right.
Yeah, I'm taking, normally I'm not a big road fave guy. I like my NFL dogs. Sure. In fact, service play-wise, last week I got buried with my home faves. My home dogs killed me with the Bills and Miami. I got hurt. But here I'm going to fade away simply because you talked about the Seattle loss, and that was in the loss. They got destroyed. They did absolutely nothing on offense. The Baldwin's barking at the quarterback. They can't do nothing. We offense stunk, this and that. I mean, if they didn't get a block punt and then a muffed punt, they wouldn't have scored at all that game. I mean, right. Dallas came in there, dominated them. I think Seattle was living a bit in their press clippings, we're the defending champs, look at us. And they got manhandled last week. And then now they're facing the Rams, who, like you said, jumped out, quick 14-0 lead. And then they got ambushed, then game over. And as much as I kind of like the Rams, I thought they were going to be a nice little pick this year. I like their defense. Their front seven has generated zero pressure. I read that, I think they have one sack from the front. I think Robert Quinn's got their only sack. I mean, Jeff Fisher usually has a decent defense, and if you're getting one sack for the season, forget it, especially off the way Russell Wilson played last week was terrible. I think it was 50% on his passes, 14 to 28 or around those numbers. So I'm expecting a big game from him. And if you're not getting any pressure on him, I think he's going to have like one of those big games like he had against the Redskins, taking off like a 15-yard run every 6 carries. So I think Seattle's going to win this one and win it handily just because they got the chip on their shoulders from a bad loss. And I don't think Rams are a very good team right now. All
right, so then you don't think that Seattle was exposed in any way in their loss last week that would give us concern for betting on them going forward?
Listen, Dallas has a good offensive line. If you're telling me that the Rams and a bunch of other teams are going to maul Seattle, then Seattle's going to be in for some tough games. But I don't see Austin Davis being Tony Romo. People want to knock the guy, but he's a good quarterback, and I think you get off the subject for a second. I think Romo gets a lot of blame for losses that he brings his team back to because the defense was so bad.
Right.
But I think this Ram defense isn't anything spectacular. You saw the Raiders, the Niners. How do you give up an 80-yard pass with a minute left? That's crazy in the first half. You see plays like that, you have to scratch your head and be like, what's going on in the sidelines there? Right. You're up 14-0. You expect them to, get the team while they're down. There's supposed to be dissension with the 49er staff. And what happened there? They got mauled. But I think, Seattle, they got to really pull themselves up. I think Richard Sherman, the guy, he talks a lot. I think the defense has really got to regroup and say, we were embarrassed last week. Not make a statement. Who cares who the game is against? We just got to go out there and show who we are, offensively and defensively, because they were just outplayed on both sides of the ball last week. The only side they won on was special teams. That's the reason they got points.
Sean Higgs liking Seattle, -6.5 against the Rams, and I have to say I agree with you. I'm just not wild about it. I think it's worth a bet though. Thanks so much, Sean Higgs.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.